At the conclusion of the 2020 National Signing Day, the Ohio State Buckeyes find themselves with the 5th ranked class of the 2020 recruiting season so far, pulling in 2 5-star recruits, 16 4-star recruits, 7 3-star recruits, but none bigger than the Bucks landing the #1 ranked guy by ESPN, and that being Julian Fleming. And boy, does he look good. A big-bodied wide receiver with some speed, outstanding on-field awareness, his abilities to locate and adjust to the ball in air. A man that doesn't go down easy. I know it's early, but this guy could be a Buckeye talked about for a very long time. Boy, does he look talented out on that field. We've seen the Buckeyes snag their first top 300, again going off ESPN rankings, pocket passer QB since Dwayne Haskins and Cole Stroud, another guy. And I tell you what, I ain't seen a lot from this guy yet, but what I've seen's been impressive. He's got a quick release. The guy is very good at stepping up in a pocket, scrambling, and keeping his eyes down the field while doing so. He's not one of those guys that's going to tuck the ball down, run right away. He's always got his eyes down the field, and you love seeing that out of a young guy, especially imagining what guys like him and Fleming can be doing together. If he can go outside of the pocket and buy some time, give that guy some more time to get open, it could be a nightmare for defensive coordinators across the league if these two can build out chemistry on the field. But I tell you what I like in overall general about this draft class. We've seen the Buckeyes, 2017 second ranked, 2018 second ranked draft class, and then we've seen them drop down to rank 16, one of the worst draft classes the Buckeyes have had in years under Ryan Day, because again, it was Ryan Day. We kind of expected it, where it was, being that it was not Urban Meyer, it wasn't a Drim Tressel, there was more recruits kind of questioning whether they wanted to commit to Ohio State because of that uncertainty. But then Ryan Day went out this year, proved he can coach and do a very good job of it. And we've seen him kind of bounce back this year, picking up back in the top 5 for Ohio State as far as recruits are concerned. And I think it'll be interesting to see with Ryan Day, because we just said it. We've seen this guy can coach. I think he's one of the best coaches in college football, but coaching the team on the field is half the gig. Recruiting them's the other half. And like we said, we won't see the results of maybe this year. Going into next year, you'll see more of the results of that 2019 recruiting class, as players do typically lag. They don't come in their freshman year and just start tearing it up. They usually get slowly worked in freshman, sophomore, junior, normally the breakout year for these guys. So it will be interesting to see how the Buckeyes play this year and the following year, and then seeing how Ryan Day does in the recruiting process. Because, right now, like we said, a great coach, but a lot of those guys were courtesy of Urban Meyer bringing them to the team, with the exception of guys like Justin Fields. But this was a very promising year for him. I mean, you look at last year, this team recruited out of their top 300 recruits, 6 of the 8 were offensive guys. Wasn't able to quite bring in the defensive personnel. But this year, it was more split down the middle for Ohio State, seeing about a 50-50 split, bringing on guys on the defense, on the offense. And that's what matters to me, because it did concern me a little bit there when you say, if he's not bringing in the defensive guys. You've seen it in the 2021 draft, same story. 7 guys currently committed to Ohio State that are top 300 ranked players. Of 7 of those guys, 5 are offensive players. It was a concern, but seeing that, Ryan Day kind of proved us there too. He's going to worry about the defense just as much as the offense. You know how important that defense is and how stifling that Ohio State defense has been in the past. It looks and it appears that's going to continue on here, at least from a recruiting standpoint this year. Again, it'll be a year to be 2 years until we can really go back and say how great this draft class was. But I think for a second year coaching Ryan Day, being able to bring in as many players as he did, being able to already pursue or should we say woo players into coming to Ohio State only under his second year, I think it's a very, very promising thing for this Ohio State Buckeyes team. I can't wait to see what this draft class can do.